back and talk to our reporter Emmanuel To, who is at Uhuru Gardens, where the newly refurbished National Monument was opened. To, if you can hear me very well now, just bring us up to date with what happened earlier on at Uhuru Gardens. We know that the King and the President were there.
Well, Fatia, I hope you can hear me now. It has been quite a busy day here at the Uhuru Gardens, where the King Charles III and Queen Camilla, of course, and President William Ruto, with the First Lady Rachel Ruto, have just left a few minutes ago. The convoy has just left I think 2 minutes ago, and it has been quite a busy day. Remember, Uhuru Gardens is very historic. This is the place where Kenya hoisted the first flag in 1963. In the midnight of the 12th of December 1963, where the founding president Mzee Jomo Kenyatta hoisted that flag, and of course lowered the Union Jack, or rather the UK flag that was there to signify that Kenya was a British East African colony. And of course this event had to also happen inside the Tunnel of Martyrs, where there's a whole list of Kenyans and the Mau fighters who were killed during that period, and of course specifically during the state of emergency between 1952 and 1960, where so many, about 90,000 people were killed when they were fighting for independence. And of course there are other things that the King has done here at Uhuru Gardens. Of course placing a wreath at the tomb of the unknown warrior. And remember, when the former President Uhuru Kenyatta was here in 2021, he said that tomb is just a sign, of course, that Kenyans had to fight for their independence. And of course, it's just a reminder of what Kenyans had gone through during that period. And of course, he also went to the Mugumo tree, a very historic tree, which was planted at the point where the Union Jack was hoisted back then. And of course, just clearing and finishing with that dome. And of course, with the president, of course, giving him a trip, and of course the history of the country through the independence period and the 68 years when the colony was under, of course Kenya was a colony to the United Kingdom, and the Queen Elizabeth was in charge between 1952 to, of course, last year when she passed on as the Queen of England. And of course we'll be here covering and of course giving you a full picture of what we expect in the next spaces or in the next places where he's supposed to visit. Remember that the day is packed. He has 2 days here in Nairobi, today and tomorrow, and also move all the way to Mombasa on Thursday and Friday to the Tongwe Naval Base, and of course also visit Fort Jesus, just the historic parts of this country. And so we'll be monitoring and seeing what he will be doing in the next stop that he's headed to. That should be the city Shamba, that is just showcasing some of the activities that we are doing as a country in terms of farming in the city, smart farming and all that. And so we'll be here to give you all those updates in a subsequent bulletin. So that is the much we have from here. Over to you, Fatia.
Right, Tor, thank you for that, of course, for that detailed briefing of what's happening at Uhuru Gardens. Remember, King Charles III is visiting Uhuru Gardens that is now refurbished. And of course, this is ahead of Kenya marking 60 years of independence. Right, I want us to take a short commercial break on News Desk. We'll be back with more. Stay with us.